What is going on, guys? What is going on? It's gonna be bad stuff tonight. It's Friday the 13th. Things are a little weird on Friday the 13th. Thus, things must be a little weird in D&D. I hope... I hope the... I hope the threads of unity and bonds of friendship that have formed so far with the party can hold strong tonight. Because they're going to be tested. Well, everybody should have control of their mini in Tailspire, but I don't think I've given you guys ability to get onto this map, so let me pull you over where I figured you guys have at least walked out of town at this point, probably close to the forest. So I'll put you at the foot of the forest here. Well, some of you at least. Speaking of which, I don't think I got him purchased. So let me do that right now. Pretty sure you. I got some credit. I got some credits left still. Let me see here. So let me give you something that you can turn him into if you've got that covered. Otherwise, I'll find old Hammer Soldar out again. I think I actually know where he was too. Yeah, they usually take like 15 or 20 minutes at least. In my experience. Actually, it's much faster in Tailspire, I've noticed. They just sometimes pop in your library. Worst case, you gotta restart. I'm just gonna also on this map to save some time for later. We'll do it right here at the beginning. Drop an onyx. We'll drop a wolf that I can multiply quickly. And if we need those guys, which I'm sure we probably will, you guys can have quick access to them, and I can give you guys permission of all that stuff now. Yep. Yeah, the clones will be too, which is cool. Mm-hmm. Funny, I was literally thinking about that before the session. Just a tip for you guys with multiple players out there, multiple minis, if you click and then start to drag, like make a circle on the screen, you can highlight multiple characters, and if you got control over them, you can move them all at once. That might, yes, that might be useful for some of you guys. Yeah. Got it, got it. I can summon you, just give me 1 sec. Oh, snap. I don't know. Yeah, under user, and what's weird is I don't have an O. The named Onyx? Maybe go to linked user. Yeah, I was in the wrong place. Onyx solo. Boom. Oh, he looks way cooler. His wings are spread, ready to fly on the ethers. Oh yeah, he's got blue eyes. That's sick. As a fellow blue-eyed being, what is up, my brother? What is up, my brother Onyx? Alright, well, let's see here. Who else? Who else has pets and other things, familiars of that nature that I missed? I don't think anybody else does, but I gotta get a wolf for Dan. Okay, gotcha. Good deal. Oh, yep. You're not wrong. You're not wrong. You're not wrong. Oh no, I don't want to make them gigantic. That's not. It's not the goal. Yeah, it should help. Should help. Yeah. It'll get real annoying, I'm sure. All right. Looks like permissions don't copy. That sucks. That's alright. got at least 3 ready. That'll be good enough for me. What's that? Oh, gotcha. Yeah, I don't know if it's ever gonna reach those folks, but I did send feedback in the form of it would be good if less clicks for people to control minis, less clicks for general things, because you have to like triple click into menus, and it's very, very not good GUI in my opinion, but right. No, but exactly. But if like given that permission on a map, you know, if people weren't assholes, you could assign them that permission, and then everybody could kind of do their thing, because they know what their mini is and who they need control of. Even the ability to drop minis on the map would be cool. Yeah. Yep. Yeah, that's literally what it does. Yeah. Yeah. Well, I'm up to it. Just try and do a better job beforehand, but yeah. Yep. Yeah, making them unique is one thing. I mean, it saves you 1 click, right? But it's not, you just drop them. You still have to go to the menu and go to the right menu and find that mini and then click them and then put them out. And that's one. That's one mini we're talking about. That's 5 actions that I just said, right? So, yeah. I'm thinking of it as a programmer, as someone who, you know, like sometimes creates software of their own. They're just not very conducive to the user. But hopefully my feedback gets to him. Yeah. Yeah, I'll get right on that. Well, and I think everybody should be good in that sense. Dan, you said you still need to get pulled to the map. Let me do that. Summon players to the board. Just did, and I think I pulled you. Yes, it did. I'm gonna give a little bit of a recap from where we left off. You guys had killed Izek and basically booted the Baron out of Valaki before deciding it was time to set out after the brother of Zoldar, Yevgeny, as well as seek answers at the old mill out in the Lost Woods, where it's said that some elderly women make wine of a delicious nature, though their most recent batch was heavily tainted with the blood of vampires, so they have some explaining to do. The mists seem to be thicker as you walk out into the Lost Woods deeper and deeper. But you can see what looks like a figure slinking around in the trees just in front of you, some 100 feet away. It looks like Wraith is still having problems in Tailspire. Before you guys continue on, try closing out and coming back into the application would be what I would say at this point, because I've summoned Dan in here successfully. It should have pulled you at that point too. God just took the wind out of your voice. I didn't even shush you. Shushing is more petty. Taking the wind out of your voice is pretty godly. And by the way, the wind is out of your voice, Dan. Shouldn't hear your voice still. Kidding. Still hear it in my head somehow. It's painfully reverberating. Skull wall. Lots of swears. I don't know if you can hear me, Ralphie, but let me know if you can. If you're out there, just respond. You might not even be in Discord anymore. You relaunching the game there? Cool. Nice. I see a new player. Alright, good deal. Looks like I pulled you in. Alright, you feel the wind re-enter your lungs and you can speak again. Yeah, I didn't mean to shush you guys. You could have still kept talking. I was just kidding, but wanted you guys to stay where you're at with your minis. It got so quiet. It got eerily quiet.
flanking us while we're taking out some witches around. I guess we can help you out, take him down, and you can tell us a bit about yourself, friend.
Sure.
What's your name? Go start. My name's Tarok.
Nice to meet you, Tara. The name's Alcor.
Good to meet you, friend Alcor. It's difficult to meet friendly faces in these dark and misty lands.
Oh, I know. I've recently been sent on a mission for a family to help bring back a boy from some old ladies.
Old ladies, you say?
Would these old ladies be at a mill by any chance?
It's very possible.
I hope we have good news for you, but let's just see once we get there.
Indeed, our goals may yet align.
Yeah. We've got some old ladies at a mill to take care of ourselves.
What you call it when you doing something and then find out someone else doing same thing?
An opportunity.
A good friend.
Perhaps even a coincidence.
Yarg.
Coincidence.
What in the hell would
Well,
a bunch of kobolds be doing out here?
Dying.
They seem to be
Yes,
harvesting.
this doesn't seem to be an area kobolds would enjoy, but they must have another reason. It's a good thought.
I've noticed that they've been harvesting some kind of spiked fruit. I don't know what it is or why, but they've been doing this to be a bit.
Then they're probably slaves. That would make sense too.
Oh, friend Corvus, did you get a quest to gather some of those fruits for an herbalist, who I hope is still alive?
Indeed. I hope he didn't drink the wine. Yes.
Well, something to look into. So, hey, more reasons to kill some kobolds. Love it. Please, friend Alcor, show us the way. We'll see if we can help take care of that problem with you. And then we can all work on that old lady problem.
Yes. And I will show them the way.
I will attempt to stealth.
Oh, jeez.
Rolling stealth. 8.
You point out the area, which I'm gonna indicate with a sphere, where you had seen the kobolds last, surrounding a large carnivorous plant, immediately harvesting the fruit that had befallen underneath it.
Hey DM, if I roll high enough on stealth, can I show Ragnar how to properly be silent and move in a stealthy way?
I mean, can you roll so good that you stealth for 2 people?
I can try.
I like the idea of that personally, and I like the idea of like imagining, Tarak, who's pretty slender when it comes to comparison to Kragnar, trying to like make Kragnar be stealthy, or give him
like,
tips.
Follow my movement.
Well, yeah, I like it.
Kragnar kind of mirror Tarak's movements.
Let's see how you do, man.
You know what? I'm actually going to call Kenku Recall on this, so I'm going to get advantage on it.
Very nice. Very nice.
Let's see where he's going with this.
So 18, that's pretty bad.
No terrible.
It's going to be an 18 on it. Okay. It's actually pretty bad.
That's not, it's bad for you. But it's pretty good in general. Good enough to where I would say you can give him advantage on his stealth check.
Awesome.
Hey, you small bird body, not like Kragnar, but me try.
This is awesome.
Yeah, if you fail, I'm just going to cast Pass Without Trace anyway.
Hey, it's better.
14.
Yeah, you're able to move along and slink along without the kobolds noticing you for sure. You don't sense any disturbance up ahead, or behind, or on the sides of you really. Just that overwhelming thickness of that fog. I mean, it is so dense, guys, that you can actually feel it as you breathe it in. You can feel it on the roof of your mouth, on your tongue.
Ew.
It's almost as if you're ingesting something.
That's not cool.
It's poisonous. Or
Yeah, I
literally
mean,
being
if
poisoned.
you've ever been to one of those kind of parties before, where you're not really a willing member of the party, but you're joining the party by everybody else partying around you, this is basically what you feel like. I would say you're inhaling like a thick, dense mist.
Hey, that's illegal in
God,
Canada.
guys, we are smoking hashish.
Yeah. That's the kind of party I was thinking, yeah.
The
It's
fucking
legal here.
witches must be high as fuck over there.
Yeah.
Oh, on their broom? Yeah, sure.
They're hotboxing the swamp.
Speaking of getting high,
Nice.
He just did.
so Artemine like kind of gives a little toss of Onyx and has Onyx land up on top of a nearby tree for it to not be in danger and also be spy.
You can see clearly, and Onyx can see with definitive vision, these 4 kobolds surrounding this carnivorous plant, and they're timid. They seem to have some sense of awareness that the plant may be willing to trade its fruit for a meal of its own, so to speak.
Seems like we're gonna have to give the plant a meal.
I mean,
Or
there's fresh
kobolds.
kobolds near it, yeah.
Yeah.
You're close enough to hear the chatter, and they seem to be conversing about the fruit itself. And you can sense this from really the body language for those that don't speak Yip-Yak.
Yip, yip.
That is what it sounds like, though. Yip, 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 yip. Like almost like a recorder going backwards. A little bit disturbing, in fact.
I played a kobold in a previous campaign and spoke kobold names.
Excuse me.
Bless you.
I'm sure when the dragons hear him speaking it, they just want to step on him.
Oh yeah, dragons are disgusted
you're-
by kobolds.
They're like, you're saying it wrong. Kush.
Very wrong.
It is a form of draconic Yip-Yak. So it does have like, it would be like a Polish person listening to a Serbian person speak. They'd catch a few words here and there that were the same or similar.
I think I actually speak Draconic because I was gearing up for that other campaign. So I chose Draconic and Solamnic.
Yeah,
Heck, we have a dragonborn. He probably knows what they're saying.
yeah, he definitely speaks Draconic.
Yeah, there's some cousins.
Ragnar has stealthily worked his way around their flanks and has pulled out both of his javelins, leaned them up against the rocky outcropping, Just waiting for signs of battle.
Yeah. Artemine, after a moment of having his eyes rolled back in his head, comes to and lets everyone know that he can see they're clearly distracted.
Turok wipes away a small tears, proud of Tragnar's help,
They grew up so fast.
and then just slips away in his own and gets ready to go stabby stab stab.
Well, if we agitate the plant without being seen, it will most likely do our work for us.
Hmm. I sense an opportunity for Mage Hand.
I'm a
That
hold
might be a more subtle way
action
of doing it.
hold action jab chuck is my. I've embedded it into my computer system.
I mean, I could just create a bonfire under it. That'd probably work too. But the mage hand is probably more subtle.
Cheating
figured-
DM question. Are you guys gonna ambush these guys?
We are attempting to, yes.
All right, good deal. I figured that was appropriate for me to ask at this point.
My thought was that aren't you looking for the fruit of this plant, preferably intact? Don't get me wrong, I would love to cast Fireball on this situation and be on with it. But don't you need something from this, right?
Something could potentially be useful, yes.
Well, there was something previously mentioned why it would be useful, I think.
Yeah. So Mage Hand, right? Anyone disagree?
Before we
Perhaps if you
No, it's
before we
definitely the first resort.
before we split off, Turok did warn you to keep one alive to question about the hags.
Yeah, they're probably working for the hags. That's a good guess.
All right. So you start to step in, and I summon a Mage Hand in like the direct vicinity of the plant and have it kind of rustle up the plant's leaves and petals in an attempt to agitate it while they're standing around it.
Corvus knocks an arrow, ready to fire.
You guys can go ahead and make sure to roll for initiative 2 there. You guys are gonna mark an ambush here as I don't know what the trigger action's gonna be, but I am waiting for it.
Well, I think the idea is to agitate the carnivorous plant in an attempt to get it to attack them for us.
And how do you plan to go about that?
Artemine just used a mage hand to ruffle leaves.
Indeed, yes.
Turok is hoping that all these low rolls are done for the night.
Yeah.
The only problem with that is Alcor either needs to take his action before that or skip his first action in in round 0.
He could hold it. He could hold it. He could hold it for the trigger. That's what
Yeah,
I'm doing.
I'll hold it.
Yeah, on a surprise round, though, he's not going to be able to reserve an action like you will in normal combat, so he's just going to lose that first attack, is what I'm saying.
Yeah, I'll let my turn go by just because I'm wanting to see how this turns.
Yeah, luckily Artemis second, so it's not affecting too many people, and you'll be top of the order at the end of the surprise round. So basically, everybody will take their actions, and then you'll go. But you lose out on that first action because Artemis takes his action first. Sorry to be a stickler, but I'm really trying to let initiative run the order of actions as things occur, so that there's more of a sense of rhyme and reason, and no one feels cut off or anything like that. And that being said, you ruffle the feathers or the flowers.
Leave my feathers alone.
Yeah, feels like just like a brief tickle as the mage hand kind of floats past him. It flies eventually to the the flower petals of this carnivorous plant and gently tickles right at the... Oh, I think I remember the name of the stuff inside of a plant. Is it pistils? No, pistula? Something like that. I can't remember.
Pistols is right.
Pistils, there we go. A little bit of gardening knowledge, right? And as that happens, it just changes all of a sudden from this beautiful plant. And the kobolds look up in surprise at this as well. As this massive beast forms out of the ground, ripping a massive hole where the plant sunk into the ground neatly. Its roots only mildly exposed, now violently exposed. And the thing has just massive amounts of goop dripping from its open, chomping, sharp teeth. Each of the kobolds lets out a shriek. Some of them swear in Yip Yak.
That is a disgusting mini.
Look at the pistols on that thing.
None of those things are what I was looking for. That's alright though.
I mean, it definitely invokes terrifying plant feelings for sure. Like fucking.
Yeah, it could eat you whole. It looks like.
It's like methy weeping bell.
Yeah.
And I don't like it.
It's like Victory Bell with tentacles and then tries to devour you.
Its name is Fern. I love it.
Pronounced
One
differently,
hell
but
of-
you can call him Fern.
One hell of a fern.
Oh, I want to pronounce it in a Japanese way. Firne.
Yeah, that's... There you go. Nice, dude.
Hey, yeah, that's not the plant. That's a kobold.
Warriors.
He's going to be a part of the plant probably pretty soon, so it won't make too much of a difference.
He showed us.
Jesus, you're rolling high right away. That's a bit scary.
It's not a good night for you guys. Friday the 13th has come as I roll a 4.
Crack this fucked.
Yep.
That's all I can say.
Yep.
Was Braith's roll added in? It looks like he rolled it from beyond instead of the init join.
Yeah, I don't see him in there in the initiative from the list. So I think he got in there afterwards. Though I see he made an initiative check. Whenever it says makes an initiative check, it should be good.
After the...
Just before I added all the other dudes.
Yeah, I told him the command. I don't think he knew.
Good man,
what to
thank
write.
you. Well, assistanting, I appreciate that. Let's see here. Should be everybody, I think, except the plant, which is no worries. Yeah, they both died. Sorry, bro. Ismark got
Alright.
fucked up though, man. He is
That's one session.
sort of in dire straits back in the Blue Water Inn, and Arena is currently like in his room, not leaving, just only coming out to get him soup or whatever.
What, did he try to get all bold against a vampire before we got there?
Fuck yeah, bro. Ismark's a badass.
Yeah.
And
Yeah,
he
don't
wouldn't
fuck-
let anybody come, try and hurt his sister either, so you can guarantee that Ismark, is willing to die for his sister. That's not a problem. As a matter of fact, that's probably what he thinks his life purpose is now, is just protecting his sister.
Yeah, didn't you guys want to make him the fucking mayor now? So don't mess with him.
Ismark,
Didn't even
yeah.
want to be.
Ismark be the mayor. That'd be fucking sick. I like that.
If he dies, he'll still have uses.
Well,
Oh,
you did
jeez.
see Lady Walker's, like, her minion. I forget his name off the top of my head at the moment, but you guys probably don't remember it anyways. I think it's Lord Eldridge or something like that. He's like gathering villagers that looked like they had their homes either partially destroyed or, had them ransacked, and providing food and silver pieces, like pretty hefty, denomination give out to the public, obviously trying to win some political gain as you guys left out of the town. But I won't distract you anymore with that story. Just kind of, as you guys were walking out, you probably saw signs of that, her trying to gain the favor of the people now that the Baron has been removed.
Our next session is going to be running a campaign for Ismark. Ismark for governor. Ismark for governor.
A campaign inside of a campaign.
Alright, who's up?
Inception.
We're attacking, right?
Yeah, that should be, I believe, for a surprise round, Fjern Tarak up next, yeah.
All right. Seeing the plan come up and hoping for the element of surprise, Tarak moves in quickly using his bonus action to dash. Comes right up to Grecht, seeing as it's kind of the slow one, and tries to stab him. And will describe the action after the stabbing has happened. Does a 17 hit?
It does.
All right, so it's going to be a 6 plus my sneak attack because I'm alone with the body. So that's going to be a total of 16 damage. So as Tarak just leaps out of the shadows, he just points his rapier right at the head of the kobold, just confused by the plant, and just stabs it right into the shoulder and steps right back out, using his abilities to move fast with his feet back into the shadows. Without heading, just moving back away. And that'll be the entirety of his turn.
And that's on Fjern, right?
And now, if you're doing surprise rounds still, it's going to be Aaron.
Correct.
No, I'm not talking about turn order.
Oh,
I was
correct,
talking about
correct.
who you were attacking.
Correct.
Good deal. Alright, that is going to be a kill shot.
Kill shot.
Jesus.
Dang. Well, they don't have many hit dice. It's no surprise.
Tarak's just going to yell at this point, like, since he's exposed himself, going like, these guys aren't the best and the strongest. Like, maybe you pull some punches?
After he runs his rapier through his neck, he tells you guys to pull your punches.
I'm surprised that his
The
own...
paper monster.
Yeah, something like that happened. I feel bad for him. Don't kill him.
This guy might not deserve to die just yet.
What have I done? Brah?
Yeah, they immediately begin to call out to each other, not only understanding that they're being attacked by this carnivorous plant, but also that there's threats from around them. And they become aware of your presence, yet are completely surprised. And in that sense, I believe it is Aaron up next.
I'm going to ignite a flame, a green flame in my hand, and throw a firebolt at Fern.
Between the two ferns.
Does a 16 hit?
16 does hit.
15 damage.
Solid.
And a second kill shot.
All right, maybe halt. Gonna keep one alive.
I throw this sickly green looking firebolt straight at him, and it goes through his chest and exits out the other side. That's it. That's my turn. I'm gonna have my zombies hold formation because I don't want to get too close to that plant.
It should be Wraith up next then.
Alright. I think I'll try to use my breath weapon on them.
Well, that's going to really take the plant off. Nice.
I have to. What do I roll to make my breath? There we go.
Just don't brush for several days and then exhale.
Oh, you might have to look at bonus actions.
I bet it's a deck save.
Yeah.
Rolled it.
So go to spells. What's your save DC? On the top
16.
row. 16. Okay.
He just beats it, but still it causes great pain to him. So you hear him shriek out in pain. And it'll do exactly 7 damage. Actually, I think it's 6, but it's okay. We'll call it 7.
Round up, round down, whatever.
I just can't math. It's supposed to be round down. Alright, if that is Wraith's turn, that should be Corvus up.
Corvus is going to approach behind this tree over here, within range of the plant and the cobalt crick over here. And he is going to say a magic word out loud, and the thorn whip comes out. For frick. Oh, never mind. It misses completely.
Oof.
And that'll be my turn.
Yeah, something I learned. You described after you rolled.
Never. I will always over-describe.
It was a tough shot with the thorn whip anyway. I was trying to grab the kobold and drag him into the plant's maw.
Alright, that should be Kragnar up if Corvus is done.
Yep.
Kragnar takes off at a sprint. 2, 3, 4, 5. When he gets here, he no look spin move chucks a jab at Crick, winging it. Jumping in the air with both feet as the javelin flies out. 11.
Classic. And it soars over his head.
Takes the remaining 2 steps and will strike with a reckless attack. Like midair, he switches weapons, pulls out the axe, and comes down on the kobold from above. That's what we're gonna do. This time, he strikes with a 26 for 16 slashing.
You just slice through him like butter, and your axe is about as big as he is. So I'm sure you can imagine what occurs as his body slumps to the ground.
Viscera everywhere.
Only one of the kobolds remains standing, and he looks to be still convulsing from the violent, thunderous strike of Wraith, and carnivorous plant looks hungrily onward towards him.
Keep him up. I know we need him.
Yeah, it should be tap of the combat order there. It should be Alcor up.
If I cast True Strike, would I have to wait the entire round? Well, it says for me to wait the entire round.
Yeah.
Would I be able to pass on that advantage to someone else and I guess skip the entire round, or
No.
if I communicated that? Okay.
You can in Baldur's Gate.
Unless you cast it on other target, which I don't think you can.
Yeah, True Strike is something.
Alright. Yeah, I'll point at the carnivorous plant and cast Foresight and end my turn on that.
Cool. Alright, I think that should be Artemine up. Oh, that might be actually the guy who's actually still standing. Never mind. Just expected it to be Artemine.
No, it's actually... Yeah, it's Crick who's still alive, actually. Argar's dead.
Oh, that's right. Yeah, you're correct. Let's remove them from combat real quick. You can feel free to take your turn still, Artemine.
Alright. So we want to keep this dude up so that we can one behind so we can interrogate him. But we also need to contend with the carnivorous plant that we woke up. Methinkus we get to feed him. I suppose Artemine is probably strong enough. Not really, but maybe strong enough to throw a kobold.
I mean,
How
yeah,
heavy are
someone should
kobolds?
distract the plant while someone else retrieves the plant. You know what I mean? Giving it a meal would suffice to distract it long enough to retrieve a fruit, you know.
Yeah. I wonder, perhaps... No, the mage hand probably couldn't. The mage hand is not physically or magically strong enough to move a creature.
So it weighs less than 10 pounds.
Yeah. Still only manipulate objects and stuff.
Let's just interrogate him and then throw him to the plant and use him to retrieve the Retrieve the
Yeah.
fruit.
Yeah, I
Do you have
mean-
multiple mage hands? Because three
We
could
do.
probably handle a single one.
Corvus, do you have mage hand?
Yeah.
No,
You guys gotta let me make
Dang.
rulings on this stuff, man.
I don't.
Alcor, do you have mage hand?
I do not.
Damn. We only have two,
Tarok?
We're
man.
one mage hand short. He's definitely more than
Tarok have
20
a mage
pounds.
hand?
Sorry.
Darok, mage hand.
You
Nope.
are a bard. Did you pick Mage Hand as a cantrip?
He said no.
No.
I
Dang.
don't,
Alright.
I don't even think bars get mage hand.
Really?
Oh, actually, no. Actually, I do have mage hand. Sorry about that. That's
See?
Character broke. Character broke. Character broke.
Alright. We officially have 3 Mage Hands.
That's 30 pounds,
Yeah.
boys. And yeah, he's on the smaller side. The thing about this guy, he is the one out of the 3 who does not have wings. So he's a little bit shrimpier than the rest.
How fortuitous.
Well, that works out. Let's toss Fern into the carnivorous plant with our 3 Mage Hands.
it's fine. Let's go for it.
All right, so yeah, this dude is convulsing. I suppose that's just what my turn is. Someone else stop him from running away or whatever. We're gonna feed this plant. Because my only other option is to blow stuff up, and that's not an applicable situation.
All right. The carnivorous plant is up next, and in that sense, he, like I said, is like hungrily looking at the last remaining kobold, because the plant doesn't seem to have been really noticing any of you yet. I'm sure that the aspect here is probably facing towards you guys. Let me turn him towards his target. Back is the plant's back, sort of, is, well, if you can call it a back, is to you at this point. And this is probably not going to be pretty for this poor little kobold. As that mouth widens to a sickening width and snaps down on top of its body. Really meeting about at the waist level of our poor little friend here. As the teeth smack up and down, you can see parts of him begin to separate slowly, and that is our friend dead. I'm just going to delete him off the map since he's now in his stomach.
Wasn't it Fern that we were pulling in his stomach? The dead guy?
I think Fern's the plant.
No.
Fern is not the plant.
That,
And it's
that
Furn.
was
And
Well, we don't get to choose who defeated
I don't
anymore.
know
It chose
what
for
you
itself.
missed about that, but I don't know if you were looking at the minis. I was trying to represent it well on Tailspire. He turned towards him. He ate him. It was
Yeah, right. Well,
the guy he just ate that got removed from the map.
Yeah,
All right.
we don't really get a say on what the carnivorous plant wants to eat.
Yeah, but you guys were trying to get him to eat Fern. I don't know if that
Yeah,
was
that
your
was the
plan.
point.
Yeah,
Yeah.
gotcha. Yeah, I don't care about that at all.
Okay.
Nor does the carnivorous plant. Nor did you do anything compelling enough to make the carnivorous plant want to eat Fern, a dead body. He likes his prey live.
All right. I guess we got to take care of a fucking plant now.
do.
Just Derek goes like,
Sorry,
boys.
sorry
I
for not
think we
making
just-
this optimal for you.
Fuck, it's fine, man. No
It's
problem.
distracted eating right now. All we need to do is take a piece of fruit and go.
Yeah, at this point, yeah, he's definitely distracted. I think that was the real point, was to distract him by giving him food, right? And he's definitely done that as he begins to munch down on poor Crick.
That's Corvus's plan. I don't know what your plan is, but
Well,
Get in there, bud.
he's also rooted to the ground, so
Yeah.
we could probably just, walk around it.
I try not to care too much about what you guys' plans are and just play out the actions as they are, by the way, for the record. So I'm definitely never on your side or not on your side. I just do what I think would be what would happen. And he was definitely facing this guy, looking at the last guy remaining, and I described that too earlier, that he was looking at the last guy remaining thinking, food, last one left.
Hey,
no,
That's why we're all here to see how the story unfolds.
all right.
That should be you up there, Derek.
As Derek listens to the smacking and the cracking and the munching, he just picks a real quick move and goes to grab one of the fruits on the ground. Is he able to do so?
As you walk up, you don't see any sign of notice. This plant doesn't react to you moving towards it in any way. Again, its quote-unquote back is still to you as it munches and crunches away.
All right, now I'll try to grab one of the fruits in front of me on the ground. And if I am able to do so, I will then run the fuck away. Can you confirm if I can do that?
Yes, you can do that.
Perfect, I'll do that then.
But as you run away, because you said run away and not disengage, I believe you moved right up to the base of it, right?
I get an attack. I fucked up that one, assuming his back was turned around. That's fine. He gets disadvantage, though.
Yeah, I suppose disengage would have been the right word. Whoops.
Yeah, it's fine. All right, 15 does not hit. I just feel the teeth just snip at my feathers at the back, basically.
Sure. I suppose that's what happens, according to Simon.
You missed me by one, so it's pretty damn close.
And it should be Aaron up.
Well, I'm just gonna move over around 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, oops, 30, around this way, away from the deadly plant, toward where the witches stay. And bring all my zombie compatriots. That'll be my turn.
Derek will call him. What do we do? I have the fruit.
Yeah, we don't need to stick around.
Is there any particular reason we need to fight the plant?
Well, in a CRPG, the answer would be experience, but no, there is none.
We don't level up that way.
Yeah.
Just for the record, anyone looking does not see any indication of walk away in Kragnar's eyes.
Oh, huge monster.
I think that's a reduction, but yes.
Who said those lines?
Hulk
Oh,
in Thor Ragnarok.
oh, yeah.
I think that should be your wraith up.
So what? Are we just leaving?
That would be wise, yes.
It's up to you.
I feel roaring for battle.
Dragon Man wants Smash too.
I will use Hunter's Mark on the plant.
It silent backlashes you.
Is that the end of your turn there, right? You're just Hunter's marking the plant?
Yes.
Got it.
Yeah, it takes your whole action. Damn it,
Sucks.
why
It's
don't
so-
I get to mark it and attack?
Yeah, it's so crazy.
I don't know if you guys are
Buns.
running away from it or what. I think you guys said something about running away. I didn't see it move, so.
Yeah, Corvus is gonna say out loud, we don't need to continue fighting the plant. We need to go. We have other tasks to
See what I mean about people not moving their minis and confusing me as well? It's
and
a fourth time
Corvus
this
is
session.
going to move in this direction and well, since everybody's moving near the plant and everything, Corvus is going to fire an arrow at the plant to try and distract it for all of his party members who are nearby. Hopefully, they can get away from it without getting chomped. So I will fire at the carnivorous plant. For 8 damage. And Corvus stands over here, waving his arms, and that'll be my turn.
The dicks that people use to direct planes.
Yeah, hopefully me attacking it doesn't send the wrong message. I'm a little afraid it will.
I was just saying while muted. I don't know why you're attacking this rooted plant if you're trying to run away, but you could feel free to.
I want it to be mad at me.
Oh,
So it's
you're
not,
trying to draw
you know?
its ire instead
Yeah,
of it being
exactly.
distracted and not paying attention to any of the party members. You wanted to pay attention
Hopefully.
to at least one of them, is what you're saying?
Yeah,
Got it.
exactly.
All right, that sounds like a good plan. It's not paying attention to any of you currently. Let's make it pay attention to one of us. Well,
I mean, all we have to do is not tell
plan
them
is successful. You hit it with a 24. It turns its head in the direction of the arrow, and its eyes
But
are
I'm
on you.
over here.
Yeah, exactly. It's rooted in the ground. So you shot something that's rooted, and its eyes are on you, and it can't hit you.
It's like, dick move, bro.
Oh no, it's not a dick move. I just am trying to understand the logic behind it.
No, I'm saying that's what the plant is saying to
No,
Corvus.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I figure.
You stand right there for the next 10 years, and I'll get over there eventually.
I swear, As soon as the summer comes around, I'm gonna grow these vines, and I'm gonna snatch your little ass up.
Said the plant.
Indeed, and the plantees.
This is a language only I speak, by the way. Only I can hear it.
Artemine's voice from 30 feet away.
Artemine busts out his inner hood. Some of that Baldur's Gate slang.
I think I have to do
Speak
this in
with
order
plants and animals.
for things to continue. I'll do that. And combat should be ended if you guys are retreating.
Eric's basically running like Jack Sparrow, going, "I have a fruit. I have a fruit."
See, Kragnar's not going to understand. He only rolled a 14 insight. So, and the arrow, yes, Corvus, the arrow has further contributed to his belief that we're attacking it still.
Yes, you're gonna ignore all the words I said. I got it.
What is ended combat?
Artemine shifts his lantern to
Why'd
his
you
other
wait
hand.
till that to say that?
I was waiting until it's my turn. I didn't want to move out of turn.
Calm yourself,
Also,
Ragnar.
14 seems good
and-
enough. I don't know.
And I
No one else is
I recall
following
saying
that rule,
that-
by the way, so you can feel free to break it at this point.
Well, I also said you get no indication from Kragnar's eyes that he believes we're running away.
You see everybody running away, Kragnar.
14's borderline, so sulk.
You
walk
see
away.
everyone running away, Kragnar. I repeat, Kragnar sees
And
the
You don't
party
need a
retreating.
20 to get this
Plant.
one.
Plant might eat Irina
What?
later. Plant's still alive.
Hey, don't say bad things like that.
If Plant killed anyone, not Kragnar's fault.
I'm sure the plant has killed lots of people.
This is one of those classic because my character would moments. Oh boy.
Yeah.
Eric dusses the fruit to Corvus. Hey, for your little side errand there.
Well, thank you for risking your neck for that.
Yeah, I
It
felt
was risky
some.
indeed, wasn't it?
Yeah, that was not a pleasant experience. I prefer to mage hand ruffling my feathers.
Yeah, for sure. Would have been far less perilous.
Jesus, that Aaron has gone very far.
So, have we still managed to follow this trail? Artemine is asking to Aaron.
I don't see trail.
Because we seem to have found something else.
Ragnar's been dragging his axe the whole time, making a trail too.
A conflicting trail.
He's just mad and sad. So what do we see, Gun? If you're speaking right now, you're on mute. If you're just thinking and trying to make things as we go, just let us know.
Yep, just 1 second there, buddy.
All good.
So to be quiet, you roll feet. You don't stomp. Make steps quieter.
There you go. You're starting to learn. Impressive.
He stopped to be quiet. He's figured it out.
Practice. We practice now.
Now, if you don't moan and
That's
just you just complain the whole way as we're walking away from a deadly plant, then we'll shoot.
Quiet. I don't know. I don't know. Look like sissy rolling feet to be quiet, but we'll try.
This is like very ominous.
A really awesome wolf.
And if you're looking for a description of what's around you in the general vicinity, not too much of the layout has changed. You're still in this misty forest. You do see what you see, from the perspective of Tailspire. But if you're looking at like something particular, like an item or something that you see on the screen and you want to look at it more detailed, feel free to let me know what you're looking at. Because I don't know what you're seeing or what you're looking at. Because you haven't made any indication as to what it is, besides moving your mini in a direction.
Okay, so what is plan? You don't want me smash open door and start killing witches?
No, I suppose that would likely go badly for us anyway.
So you
Keep in mind, they're very powerful. So yeah, keep your rage in check until we're all ready to commit to that.
so I stand in back.
Yes,
Wait
and
for-
try to look as menacing as possible. Although,
Okay.
intimidating hags is just not going to happen.
Affirmative grunt. Okay.
Well, I guess it's time to move into the grounds and meet who we meet.
There's lady at the front door.
Corvus goes to Terok and says, "We should probably try this diplomatically at first, so you could probably lead on this one. If things go badly, yeah, me and Kragnar may have to take over."
Excited grunt.
See if we can collect any information about who bade them to ship tainted wine to Vallaki and, any information pertaining to those kind of things.
And any missing children.
Also
course.
ask about
Well, I mean, let's be honest, yeah. I don't think you're going to find many missing children. He
Damn.
probably eats them or whatever.
Well, you'll find them. You'll just find them nice and crusted.
Yeah, in her stomach or her feces. Ugh. Corvus shudders.
Am I gonna miss out on another payday, man?
Okay, who's doing talking?
It being
Go.
mid-session 9:01, let's take a quick 5-minute break, guys, and we'll be right back.
Sounds good.
Corvus, Tarok can try his super nice diplomacy things first. Hags sometimes like manners, so that's probably a good starting point.
Mhm.
Come on, you guys know how Auntie Ethel got when you came at her as a barbarian or whatever.
Go.
All right, let's cut to the chase, bitch.
Yeah. She's like, screw you, dumbass.
Lots of traps. There should be trap every single step. Then
Yeah, the kobolds
Okay.
imply they might have more slaves too, or enchanted slaves or whatever.
all right, I'll be right back.
Nintendo 64 was released 27 years ago today. Who has not returned yet?
I'm here.
All right, me as well.
Yeah, no, that's not good enough, actually, to be honest with you. And so, like, you guys did that. We're moving on as a group. There was one person who said I'm staying and fighting, so that can be confusing too. It sounded like you guys, and I don't have a problem if you guys don't all agree. Just try and voice that as people are all talking at once. You don't have to follow any turn order at that point. But from the point you guys said you were moving on till the point you got several hundred feet away is what I'm talking about. You can't make that much movement with your mini without describing what you're doing, and you shouldn't be looking for me to describe what you see if you've done something like that. As a matter of fact, you should be describing how you got to that point before that occurs, which way, which direction you're moving in, at least, in the very least. I'm heading, and if you don't have, a sense of direction on the map, then use the tools that you got with Tailspire. Use the sphere tool or use something to indicate what you're talking about on the map. Get my attention. Talk to me about it, because 6 people doing that all at once, it's not it's not feasible to tell you what's going on. You're gonna miss lots of things. Does that make sense?
Makes a lot of sense.
Cool. I
Yep.
appreciate it, guys. Because I don't know how else to manage it besides us kind of following that sense of rules. Tailspire, it just has that tendency. You want to go to the point of interest. You want to go to the shiny lights in the distance, which is understandable. And of course, you could see those on Tailspire, so you could say I'm headed towards the shiny lights in the distance, even. But you guys arrive here outside of what looks to be an old mill, and as you walk up to it, a rather large grouping of perhaps crows or buzzards, even they're large, fly off the mill, disturbed by your presence. They keep their form as they fly off in the direction of Valaki.
No good omen, these are. Turok's gonna kind of nominate it as the talker of the group. I'm gonna move forward towards the front of the mill to see if I can either see someone or see an entrance towards it.
You see a hunched figure leaning over a sack of some kind, apparently tying at the drawstrings or fiddling with them. And you could see their elbows working sort of vigorously, even underneath the large cloak that they wear.
Turok's gonna have a kind of a nervous look back towards the rest of the group behind him. Grog
Corvus
and
will nod affirmatively and move to back you up.
all right. And he's just gonna move forward and say, "Hello over there. Good evening." And wait for a response.
She turns surprised. And as she does, you see that she has something actually in her hand other than a drawstring. She holds a pie. You see the pocked and warded face of the woman you saw back in Barovia, at least the city of.
Good evening. Visitors in their lost wood? How arbitrary.
She says with a smile revealing several rotted teeth.
What brings you out so far into the wood?
Derek's gonna actually gulp almost audibly at the sight of the pie and just go like, where we've been tasked to look for some children who have gone missing in the area. Would you have not somehow seen some just scampering about?
Children? No. No children out here. It is not a place for children.
We can definitely see that. Would you mind if we had a look around? Maybe inside to see if that somehow just found the way in without you seeing it.
Look around the grounds for children. A fool's errand, but spend your time as you will.
I remember you also. You were selling pies around the towns, weren't you?
I think I remember you as well. You tasted one, didn't you? Care to have another taste?
She holds the pie alluringly in your direction. And at this, Wraith, make a Constitution saving throw.
Okay. Oh. Oh no.
Oh yeah.
You sniff the air, and that smell fills your nostrils. Familiar, pungent, delicious. And you desire nothing more than to eat that pie right now. You're compelled to step forward and try and eat the pie.
Can I get a slice of that?
Ah, back so soon.
You
She
know
says-
I love jumping.
He says to Wraith, who's also a familiar face to her, and she gives you the whole pie.
Finally, I've been craving this taste. I start to eat it.
Oh, that's not good.
Same as before, just 1 copper for your troubles.
She says, extending a hand, smiling.
Yeah, fine. I handed the copper.
Feel the scrape of her nails as you press it into her palm. She closes her hand around it, taking it from you. Watching you chew.
Right, Brett, you do know these are kids' pie, right?
I
Hey,
think
it's
I
already
might
cooked.
do.
What are we gonna throw out food?
Children are not food. Put down
Yeah,
the
this
pie.
food maybe.
Yeah, agreed. It's not the same species as you and me are. That's still a bit messed up.
Children. Children in pies. Children in the Lost Wood. Some funny ideas you have. Never you mind them, Wraith. It's not children in that pie. That is actually raven meat.
She smiles.
What?
Oh,
Well, that is even more disgusting.
She looks around Wraith's rather large form at Kenku Terak. And
No offense.
Right, at least get away from her.
You all want a slice?
Yes, but no. I'll be okay.
He's not lying.
yeah, you're enticed, but not to the point where you still can't control your own self-will. You know what's in those pies. Wraith's beyond that point. At this point, he has addiction to these pies.
He's
And
physically
unfortunately, the addiction that you're suffering right now, we're gonna call it level 1 addiction. And as you continue to eat pies, that addiction will increase. It increases based on the total level you've consumed, not the amount that you consume so much, but the total amount that you consumed. As that number grows, you'll just continue pressing further on and on into the levels of addiction. And there's 8 levels of addiction. They all have some pretty horrific effects. So
That's funny.
at this point, you're at level 1, which is disadvantage on skill checks. So at this point, Until you become unaddicted to these pies, you have disadvantage on skill checks. And the
I
only
wonder if there
way,
are withdrawal symptoms.
yeah, the only way to stop is stop eating the pies, of course, right? And then, of course, you'll go through withdrawal symptoms, which are similar. You have obviously a level of withdrawal, and
It sucks.
that'll be basically the same effect.
So may as well just keep eating the pies, man.
Yeah, somebody take Wraith away and keep him from eating more pies, please.
Well, the difference is as you go not eating pies, your level of withdrawal goes down. So it's best to stop eating the pies for sure.
Actually, looking at Kragnar when I say that.
I don't know.
Handed the alcoholic a bottle of Jack.
Just smack pies out of his hands if he grabs any more.
What of the wine?
Yeah, that's the next question I was going to ask the old lady. Please tell us, other than pies, is there any wine you make as well?
Several flavors. Some more popular ones recently. We've had lots of orders of the grape mash, number 3. Number 1 and 2 didn't go off with such a hitch. Something about the new additives, I would expect,
She says with a smile on her face.
Ag's going to make a face of someone who's tasted something delicious. Do pray tell, where could that additive come from? It had quite a unique flavor to it.
It's a rare fruit that grows only out in the woods here. Terribly difficult to harvest. But no matter, I have minions for that.
Oh, could they possibly be winged kobolds, just gathering fruits from specific plants in the forest?
An oddly specific question. Some of them are kobolds. Yes?
Well, we did see them in the forest. We asked them gently to guide us towards your abodes as we were looking for children, as I said earlier. And yeah, that's all we did with them, and they gently directed us towards you.
Strange that they would give my whereabouts out so easily.
She says,
Well-
looking at you with a suspicious eye.
Well, we were quite mean verbally to them for a bit, but they did tell us after a while.
Go ahead and roll deception here.
Let's see how well that goes. Oh, not too bad.
Foolish kobolds. I shall have to give them a talking to about privacy. Though you seem to be reputable individuals.
Looks over each of you, scanning the lot,
Most of you, that is.
looking at Kragnar's savage, brute demeanor.
Yes.
Corvus is going to speak up and say, "Tell us more about these additives. And did you ship the wine to anyone else before shipping it to town?"
The juices from the fruit, quite sweet and succulent. Fermented over time, they do make a delicious wine. Our delivery to town is our normal delivery. A young boy comes to pick them up. My
Yes,
cart
could you
is
tell
not.
me
Oh,
who
sorry.
in town you? Sorry, yeah. I
She
wanted
was
to
just
know if she
saying her
knows.
cart is not sufficient, her little meat
Okay.
cart. Who in town
Is
specifically?
her like sale contact? Yeah.
I don't know if you've met this person yet,
That's fine. Just want the name.
but Ivold is the name. Ivold.
Ivold. I see.
Is that a fancy elf on a cart?
He's not an elf. He is a human, and is a teenage adolescent boy. He doesn't have like a horse cart, literally like almost like a wheelbarrow, except he pulls it behind him, allowing him to carry 5, 6 kegs at a time or casks at a time. He braves the Lost Wood by himself. Obviously, a bold character.
The youth are brash. Tell us, do you have any collaborators on making that delicious cepage?
My family? No one else? It is a family business.
So
She
you wouldn't
seems
have.
like growing more fidgety as the conversation turns more to an inquisitive line of questioning.
Corvus wants to ask who her family is, for surely they deserve credit for this delicious wine as well.
You've tasted it then.
Yes, we've tasted it.
Yeah, we found a few casks in the burgomaster's villa of the Valaki.
I find that interesting.
No deception check needed here.
Why then have you not found yourself tainted by it?
Well, we were hoping you could tell us.
Tell you?
Oh. I think the real question is, why would we be tainted by a wine?
You come from Valoki. Yes? This is where you've sampled the grape mash.
Indeed. At a great party, it was a big hit.
Yes, I can imagine.
It did get a bit rowdy towards the end. Could you provide an explanation for that?
The
Yes, it
answers
seemed
that you
unlikely.
seek
Sorry.
have a cost. Betrayal of the trust of those I do bidding for has a cost greater than that which I have paid. Are you willing to pay to find the answers?
I see you are so willing to betray your master. It's no wonder your slaves were so willing to tell us about you. Corvus kind of sniggers.
I am a trader by nature.
And trader in the sense of Trader, not traitor. He's willing to trade information for something else. And betray the trust of those that she's have given her confidence at least, in order to further her own interests.
Corvus is going to take on a slightly more irate tone when he says, I've seen you take children off of the doorsteps of pie-addicted parents. What could you possibly want in exchange for information?
What you hear and what you see are two different things, elf. But what I would want is quite simple. More of the fruit.
Perhaps
Kobolds
you
which
could
you
provide.
stumbled across upon the road are not quite efficient at manufacturing the fruit as the last of my underlings.
Corvus is going to reply, I fail to understand how fruit grown in this forest can possibly transform a mortal into a vampire.
Oh, it's not the fruit itself. That wine was tainted after it left our presence.
Any chance you would know by whom? If it was tainted, why would you allow this to occur? If it wasn't by your leave.
Clever. Your questions are clever. But do we have a deal or no?
I suppose, yes, we have a deal.
Well, before we accept that, how much of the fruit do you need? I need a number.
Oh, that's a reasonable question.
A reasonable number. Well, I need wine to sustain my lifestyle, as does my family. And I am old, tired. I can no longer get the fruit like I used to myself. If you'd be so kind to do this until I die.
You see, I believe at least one of the things you just said.
Not a good way to start out a business relationship,
She says, cracked
Yes, and a
rather
rather
teeth.
careful choice of words on your part.
It seems until you died, it means that you're going to keep giving corrupt wine until you've stopped producing it. Is that what you're saying?
I can't control what happens to the wine after it leaves here, and I'm not interested in it. I only sell the wine to make money. Again, to sustain my lifestyle out here.
He looks around the mill, which obviously is her home.
So you will agree to give us insight into who may be tainting your wine in exchange for some more of these fruits.
No, she said until she's dead, we have to
Until she
provide her.
dies.
Until she dies, we have to provide her with the fruit.
Yeah, well, that's the part where we attack. Shh.
It's like we could
Yeah, it's pretty
avoid that.
easy. We just give her the one fruit, have her tell us what we want, and then kill her.
Ask her if she's seen Yevgeny.
Ask her yourself. Well, definitely. All right, I can ask her. So,
Yeah, me and Tarek have asked enough questions. Somebody else talk to her.
Do you have a question, child of the night?
Have you seen a vampire wander this way? Cowardly.
Outside of
Killed by
presumably you, tainted by the wine. Perhaps you have a strong constitution.
He says with a obvious tone of sarcasm, and she basically tells you that she hasn't really seen anybody outside of you guys. No
I
wandering.
think she likes you, Aaron.
Most people seem not to.
Well, this one does.
Anybody has other questions we want to know from her?
It's been about 10, maybe even 15 minutes that you guys have been in the presence of this mill, standing before it, I'd say. And at that, the distance you traveled through the woods so far, you sort of find that feeling that, like, if any of you have ever run a long distance or perhaps a short distance, if you don't run often, and felt like just can't get oxygen into my lungs. Just can't, no matter what I do, no matter how deeply I breathe, or how much I expand my chest, I can't get oxygen into my lungs. You start to get that sense. And everybody go ahead and roll a Constitution saving throw.
Oh, shit.
Is
This
the
fog
is the
choking
fog,
me.
the mist extra thick here too?
Yeah, it's basically been like that since you guys started to get deeper and deeper into the Lost Wood, and it hasn't changed.
Oh,
Question for you.
Yeah, absolutely.
What if I don't have to breathe in order to continue living?
If you don't have to breathe in order to continue living, really has nothing to do with what's going on at the moment.
Okay.
Now, we do have a paladin who I believe has an aura. So that should be adding on to people's constitution saves.
Yeah. +1 right now.
Are we high? Is he high enough?
Especially the Paladin.
Is he
I think
high
it's
enough?
currently just +1, yeah. So,
That
I
gives
mean,
me a
if you're
10.
within 10 feet of the paladin, you can just add a 1 to the results of your saving throws. I think it was 10 feet.
I'm showing a +5 bonus.
Oh, really? That's
Yeah.
different. I can't find it. I'm not seeing it.
For protection within 10 feet, +5 bonus to all saving throws.
Yep, you're right. Nice, damn.
So,
+5
everyone,
changes things.
add 5 to your constitution save.
Well, I think it should be, though, everyone within 10 feet of Wraith, not everyone.
Yeah.
Yeah, I suppose.
But, yeah.
Most of us are within 10 feet.
And I'm cool with you guys calling those things out, but please don't do that. Don't tell people to add things to their saving throws.
Say I am beyond.
For that reason. Because,
Yeah, if you're too far away.
yeah.
Yeah.
I got a 9.
Alright.
Sorry. I meet myself whenever I cough. I don't always catch it.
I got 5.
Kragnar, you begin to feel very, very tired. So much so that your legs begin to buckle. And within moments, you're asleep, you're out on your feet. And you don't see this, but the party does, as your body just crumbles to the ground in a heap. They do hear a faint
Well, that
snore
sucks.
coming out of your nose.
Oh no. It's falling asleep.
Well, I'm immune to this.
Well,
Oh,
depends
yeah, the
on
elves.
if it's magical or not.
Yeah, if it's not magical, then no. But if it's magical,
Well, no, it is most definitely an enchantment.
Yeah, I'm gonna look worried for a second.
Yeah,
So-
there's like a 90% chance it's a sleep enchantment from the hag. I
Yeah,
mean, come on.
being very magical in nature. So if you're immune to sleep, you would be immune to this. I mean,
mm-hmm.
Yay, at least we have that.
Yep.
I was
And
gonna say one
I
of
don't think Alcor was in range, but he passed his saving throw. Aaron, you were not in range, but you passed your saving throw. Yeah, it should be everybody.
Somebody better wake Ragnar up.
Unless of course,
Yeah.
Onyx, Soldar, Aaron's Zombie 1 and 2 haven't yet rolled their saving throws.
yeah.
They
Let's
might
see.
be immune to sleep too.
I'll have to do that manually. Yeah, I actually don't
Can you put undead to sleep?
know.
I don't know about familiars either.
Familiars, I'd say yes. I'll let Jan deal with it.
I don't even know how, where.
Let's see if zombies sleep.
Yeah, undead would be immune to it.
Yeah,
Okay,
the enchantment can't affect them.
okay. Let's say I can roll it for sure, though.
I don't know about familiars.
Yeah, it doesn't say anything about familiars.
I see.
Creatures immune to charm, also. But not a big deal. Onyx can fly freely.
I'd be interested to know where the familiar exclusion comes from. I didn't see it in there.
Yeah, no, I didn't either.
Might be the creature type or something like that.
I step forward to Kragnar, drop to one knee, and try to wake him up. Well, first upon seeing him just hit the deck, hit the ground, I check for a pulse, make sure he's still living. And then hearing the snoring coming from his nose, I try to wake him.
Oh no, best not do that.
She says, as you move down towards him.
It is really not good to try and wake someone from a slumber like that. Besides, don't you want to hear the other deal I have to offer you?
Stop my hand just short of Kragnar, just kind of hovering above him. What other deal?
You seek information about the tainting of the wine. It leads me to believe you have a greater purpose. Would you tell me what that is?
what would you give in return?
Ah, a story. For your story. I wish to know your purpose. So in return I shall tell you a story of the lord of this land and how he became what he is. If my suspicions are correct, such a story should aid you in your purpose. But I could just be an old fool.
She says with that rotten smile again.
This seems like a reasonable deal. However, it would be best if you told your story first. It would be unfortunate if our story were to make you change your mind somehow.
In exchange of 3, I give you 3 things, you give me 3 things. Yes, it's only right. I will tell my tale first.
So now, for the point of just clarity here, so everybody's on the same page, and correct me if you guys feel like this is not the deal you guys are subscribing to here. You're gonna go get her fruit and quote unquote for the rest of her life in exchange for information about who tainted the wine. She will give you a story about the Lord of this land in exchange for your purpose here, what you're doing, what you're after, why you're interested in the tainting of this wine, the grand purpose. And lastly, she offers to tell you of something, like an item, a gift. That was what she was offering up beforehand, before you asked what she'd give in return.
Something she thinks would be useful against who she thinks we're fighting.
Yeah, correct.
I don't like that.
I mean, for Alcor, he will flick his fingers and light his cigar, and I mean, he's ready to ice her, but you know, I'm waiting for the party's decision.
Oh, I have no compunction about keeping our promises. I just want the information.
Yeah.
That seems like fair. As hard as that is to say.
Yeah.
Tell your story, old woman.
Says Father Albright from the back of the group.
Before he was what he is now, the lord of this land was a man. A warrior prince, honorable in fact. He sought nothing more than to gain the approval of his father, but more so, his mother, whose attentions and favor had always drifted towards his younger brother. He fought in a mighty war, liberating these lands and its people from mighty oppressors. His father claiming rulership of the lands, had a long and peaceful reign before passing his crown to the young prince. A king without a queen, the lord of these lands looked and searched for his equal and opposite, but struggled to find one that would interest him. His younger brother, constantly moving from woman to woman, a playboy, so to speak, found a beautiful young woman and settled down with her. The lord of these lands desired this woman. He wanted nothing more than to be with her, and was angry and jealous of his brother once again, drawing the attention and love of a woman whose favor and approval he desired. This angered the Lord beyond measure and reason, and twisted him. His noble heart turned greedy, and on the eve of their wedding, he struck out against his brother killed him. The next day, when they were to be wed, he showed up in her bedchambers, telling her of his deeds, explaining that they were destined to be together. Angry and upset, she pushed past him, running down the hallway and leaping out of the nearest window of one of the high towers. Full of anger and grief, the Lord of these lands sat unable to do anything. Murdered his brother, caused the death of his love. The guards of the castle closed in on him. The people turned against him after his actions. Without trial, the soldiers judged him, stabbing him repeatedly again and again. He was given an unceremonious burial with an unmarked grave. But that very same night, he rose anew, more powerful than he had even been in life. He ripped through the castle, killing everyone in his path, leaving nothing but blood-drenched walls, leaving him solitude in the great fortress he had once built with his father. This is no fairy tale. This is the fate of the Lord of these lands, and I speak not his name, so he knows not that I tell his tale, for fear of what he may do. I am powerful, and old, and know magics that you would not even imagine. Your friend here sleeps under enchantment that I have casted. What I want from you is to take some dreams from him. Would you allow me to do so, in exchange for one item that may help you?
Probably even tell you what he's dreaming about. This particular orc who's snoring on the ground over here is seeking a cure for a peculiar magical disease affecting his tribe, but they don't live in Barovia. This will likely be the contents of the dream you will view. So, if you have any knowledge to impart on this, I can assure you he will want to know this as well.
And her version of taking dreams is not looking in upon the dreams of someone. Her version of taking dreams is giving a dream, I guess I should say.
Oh, I see.
Taking over
He'll
your
get a
dream.
nightmare. That's cool.
Taking control of your dream.
I mean, you can give Kragnar a nightmare. I'm not opposed to it. I'd kind of like to hear his telling of it anyway. It might even contain information, keep in mind. Kragnar's got a big boy mind. He can take a few psychic damage, right? I don't know. What do you guys think? Party consensus here.
What?
And Kragnar has no input.
Shiny
So what-
item.
What does the guy who this is going to affect think?
No. He doesn't get an opinion. He's sleeping.
Well, I don't know. He seems to have not bad dreams. If she wants one of them, I don't know. Okay.
I
mean, how
I'm kind of
important is
interested to
that?
see where she's going. Yeah.
Take the story threads.
She's basically asking you guys for permission because she doesn't want you to disturb her while she's trying to do this. She doesn't really need your permission to do this. He's currently unconscious, so she could try to do it, but she's saying do it without interference. Let me take control of his dream for a moment. And she says in return she'll give you something. Something that will help you. But she wants to hear your story still first, obviously. She wants to hear your purpose. So she replies,
I have told you the story. Now tell me your purpose.
We are here to acquire the Great Mash number 3.
And also to our real purpose, or grander purpose, I would say, is to escape these lands and leave them in a better state than possibly a better master than they are right now.
The feathered one gives away our motives, but yes.
I don't think this one follows him by choice.
I'm sure as a magical practitioner yourself, you realize all of us, most of us, are foreign to these lands. And we figure the only way we got here in the first place is by the hand of the Lord and Master of these lands.
You figure correctly. One does not come here without his invitation.
What we don't understand is why. Why would he invite us? Why would he want to bring us, random people supposedly who had no connection to each other, to come here and apparently band together against him? It makes no sense. There's no logic in it. And Corvus kind of screws up his eyebrows in confusion.
Surely
The
a
one thing that's been bothering him.
Alcor kind of perks up and is eager to listen to this as well.
A miscalculation of your own abilities. But I shall say no more on the subject. You are clever with your words, Elf. But an exchange of information equals an exchange of information.
she doesn't seem to be willing to tell you anything or answer any questions without gift or receipt of something first. And this seems to be a one-for-one type of deal with her. You ask of the purpose that the Lord of this land has brought you here. But she...
Or at least what she thinks that purpose might be. He's bound to have more insight than us. The first person we've asked who might have real information.
She sees you as capable adventurers, though, and to her, you're just tools. So she doesn't want to give information without being given something in return. She speaks pretty plainly about that, like I said, every time you ask her something. And I could continue doing it in character, too, if you want.
What else do we have to give her that's not gonna show too much of our ass?
Perhaps let me put more of you to sleep. Give you dreams.
She says this last part, shivering a little bit, with an uncomfortable pleasure.
I'm not
I
naughty.
offered you samples of a new berry that you could use to make wine. A magical berry.
Don't want your good berries.
I'm sure. They're really good. And yes, the wine disappears after 24 hours.
Supposedly, like offering someone candy that they don't like, while it normally would be great. I hate junior mints.
I would be quite interested to see the results of good berry mash.
Good berry, great mash number 4.
Good berry mash, yeah. Number 1.
she's not interested in your good berries.
I had to try.
What she is interested in is allowing you to give her access to your dreams.
It may be worth letting her put another one of us to sleep for information.
Yeah, and that's a great point too, because I think you raised that initially, Corvus, that you may get some information out of her giving you a dream. Now, it's careful, to, I guess, perceive what of that is true, what of that is false. You'll have to make those, decisions yourself. A dream can tell
Corvus
the
is
future.
only going to
Dream
mention
can tell
that
of what's to come, right? But it can
this
be
hag's
misleading.
enchantment might be more insidious than it seems.
I'm a little more interested in telling my dreams.
To be clear, the enchantment is not sleep, specifically. But if you're immune to sleep, you'd be immune to this. Sorry.
Corvus is going to whisper to the team that he has little doubt that if we attacked the hag now, the sleeping ones would wake up and attack us. That's what Corvus is afraid of.
I don't know much about hags, but all I know is I don't want hers.
I don't know much about them either, but I know about enchantments.
I
Maybe
guess
one of us.
we do have the fruits we can go get instead.
Well, 3 of us would be unable.
I'm just
to
warning
broker this
whoever
deal
is
anyway.
going to comply with this because the elves can't.
Yeah, no, I'm not volunteering. Call me a coward if you want. And this one, I'm not going for that one.
Yeah, Corvus and Artemine are also out. We don't sleep.
I also can't be put to sleep magically. So 3 of us cannot broker this deal. That leaves.
If anyone wishes to agree to your terms, hag, they will have to do so of their own free will.
That leaves 3 of you who can.
You don't call her a hag. I'm just gonna assume that, right?
Yes. I'm sorry, I injected that. I thought I was being meaner than I should have been there. You're sorry. I got ahead of myself. I'm getting too prepared.
I just want to know what's actual chatter and what's not. Gotta be able to react accordingly.
Sorry, I'm just trying to come up with what to say when
you think I'm a hag?
I'll show you a hag.
Yeah, exactly.
I get more men on weekends than you.
I ask nicely if I can invade your dreams. Perhaps I should just put you to sleep and invade them.
I got bird dreams. You don't want them. I'm not interested in getting you in there. No, thank you. I think we can find a different deal. For me, at least.
Yeah, no longer seemingly interested. I'm just taking this as the general consensus of the party, so correct me if anybody really wants to be put to sleep for this information, but it sounds like you guys are ready to move on from this one. In which case, she still hasn't really heard your purpose, and she is still waiting for that.
Well, I don't know. I kind of stated what I thought our purpose was. Like, we don't have a ton of information yet as to what our true purpose
No,
really
like,
is.
why are you seeking after the wine? Was what she
Oh.
was looking for. Why are you seeking after why the wine was tainted? What are you guys after? What's your story? And you're gonna need to be a little bit more descriptive. Probably one sentence, I think. So if you don't want to speak to it, you don't have to. But
No, we basically told her already. We want to know who tainted the wine and caused the people to turn and the massacre in
she
Velocity.
understands that. She understands that. Her question is, why are you looking after these affairs? Why do you care? Why does it matter to you? What's your overall intent in this? And you have not given that answer. And if anybody else would like to venture an answer, I'm going to go ahead and mute your mic. You're not seeming to get it. And let someone else answer.
I cannot speak for every one of us. However, I can tell you that I am here because I wish to see the balance of this land be reset. The Dark Lord of which you speak has committed atrocities that must be answered for. And upon my endeavors, the trail has led me to your doorstep.
Finally, someone speaks plainly instead of through their teeth.
She says, sneering in the direction of Corvus, trying to give as little information as possible in exchange for information, which is a smart way to deal with, I guess, this old woman.
Now you wish to restore the balance. How do you intend to go about doing such a thing? A grand task set before such a small party.
Artemine just holds his lantern out directly towards her, and it kind of like brightens as he points it.
She looks at the lantern unknowingly, seeming to not understand your reference.
Got ravens all over it. She don't know what that means. Then she must not be as wise as she looks. It's akin to an answer of the Raven Queen guides.
I think all of you overestimate your powers in these lands, would be her response to that. Most definitely, such markings on your lantern wouldn't really sway her towards finding you capable of replacing or defeating the Lord of these lands.
Though he may be a giant, giants may be yet fell. Should enough worthy minds be put to the task. The blood that we shed and the bonds that we forge will be as chains that we cast over him and plunge him into the dark to never be seen again.
You'll need more than bold words and little lanterns.
Indeed. Thus we are here,
And my
along the
suspicions
trail.
are true.
Hmm. Suspicious. What does she mean by that?
My item will indeed help you.
And what, pray tell, is this item that you offer?
The dreams first.
She says, nodding towards Kragnar.
I have told my tale. You have given me your purpose. Now it is my turn to again go first.
John, you've been silent. I know it's your character's asleep, but truly, you have the ultimate say in this.
Oh, I don't know. I don't.
Well,
I
you
think
guys
it's up to the
gave her
group.
permission already, and you don't have any say in it at all right now. I'm sorry that you were misled.
Okay. All right.
But
Fine.
yeah, again, you guys narrate your characters. Please stick to only doing that. You should not be telling other people what is happening to their character, is what I'm saying. If it's not clear enough, it will cause confusion, like it just did. And you guys have already made this deal, if it wasn't clear enough. She is going to get Kragnar's dreams for the exchange of the item. Wanting to
Oh,
know
boy.
what the item is, you guys have already forged the deal, essentially. Verbally. Unless you're going back on what you said
Yeah.
to find
Yeah.
out what the item is.
Fair enough.
Which would probably not be wise.
Alright, let's stick to what's going on then. And in that sense, she steps forward towards Kragnar and straddles him.
Oh.
As she
Put him
does
asleep.
this, she begins to almost fade into the mist. Her solid figure becomes see-through, partially. You can look through her like a muddy window. As she sort of hovers over Kragnar in that straddled position. And if she's not disturbed, she does this for about 5 minutes. Not very long for a dream. But when she's finished, her form solidifies again. She falls on top of Kragnar.
Mm.
And sort of like resting on him. Akin to someone who's just, fully exhausted themselves. Slumps off him to the side and sloppily gets to her feet.
A deal is a deal.
Kragnar still lies sleeping.
You will need
Would I be able
weapons
to-
stronger than the lantern and your bold words and hearts, as I said. I shall tell you where you can find one. There is a great ruin not far from these lands. It is known as a Grinvostholt. It was once a mighty fortress. There is an old weapon hidden there, in the king's tomb. You will need it if you are to face the Lord of these lands.
At this time, Alcor will flip his mostly burnt out cigar and walk closer to the hag. Just expecting if that was all she's gonna get.
Yep. That's all she says. And I'm going to throw that in the chat here.
Corvus
Or
kind of
notes.
waddles over to Kragnar and starts poking him with his foot, trying to wake him up.
I guess once. I guess that is it. Then Alcor will begin to try to cut her head off
Oh!
and make his way inside the freaking was it the windmill.
Alright, everybody roll initiative.
Wowza.
That started quick. That escalated quickly.
There
but
it is.
Hey man, I've been waiting this entire time.
you've done the initiative in the notes.
Oh, that is
okay.
true. That is true. Yeah. Thank you. Thank you.
What a
Might
castle
as well.
name.
Yeah, I was reading the name of the castle, and then I saw the initiative pop up.
I forgot to switch tabs or switch channels.
My goodness.
Alright, Alcor's pretty high up on the initiative order, so unless anybody has argument to skipping their turn, allow him to do that.
I'll
That
swap
is-
roles with him so he can do his thing. It's fine.
Well, it won't be a roll swap. You'll literally be skipping your turn if you're not beating his. If you beat his initiative order, you'll have to skip your turn in order for him to do this.
Okay, you know what? I'm going to use my turn attempting to wake up Kragnar. That's what Corvus is doing right now. He's got no idea that he's about to attack the hag. So Corvus is going to use his action to forcefully try to wake up Kragnar.
That'll work.
Awesome. All right, and that'll be my turn.
Wait. That'll work for you to do that as your action. It doesn't work in terms
Okay,
of
all right.
waking him up. Just calm down over there, for fuck's sakes.
That's what I'm doing now. Okay.
Yeah, you can do that. That's what I'm saying. But let's just wait until everybody rolls their initiative before you decide what you're doing, alright?
Fair enough.
We have terrible rolls tonight.
Aaron back at it again with his ones and zeros.
At least it's not a -1.
Hey, this time, yeah.
Alright, so you want to try and wake Kragnar up. Corvus, you are... Let's see.
Do you want to move the minis to where they should be for the combat?
Let's see here.
Because I know somebody was trying to knock her head off. So
Yeah. Yeah, we'll allow you to move your mini forward to melee range there. And then, Corvus, where were you when he did that?
Right next to Kragnar. He basically turned around, walked 3 feet, and he's trying to wake Kragnar up.
Got it. Perfect. You try and jostle Kragnar to his standing
I try hard. I
form.
slap him in the face even if I have to.
And you're able to wake Kragnar up. Kragnar, when you wake up,
Yes.
you remember your dream. vividly.
Mm-hmm.
And it's so clear to you at this point what happened was just, I mean, you believe that it was real. You have this instilled in your heart that this was truly what was occurring. But you dreamed that while you were sleeping, the party had captured information from this woman. Information that you've been searching for. And they privately and quietly discussed while you were sleeping, not knowing that you were hearing all of this, that they must keep this information from you so as to keep you on path towards their current objectives.
Okay.
And that they also should probably not share the information with you at all, for it should drive you crazy trying to leave these mad lands, which is certainly impossible, to return home and give this cure to your tribe. You feel betrayed by this, I'm sure. As betrayed and convinced as you are that they're conspiring against you, you also feel enraged by this.
Uh-oh.
And I don't know if you've ever, like woken up scared from a dream or frightened or just shocked, but it might be the first time you're waking up angry from a dream.
And is it a is it a dream or more of a quote unquote dream, but something that I believe was something I heard while I was sleeping?
Well, from your perspective, this is something that you heard while you were,
Okay.
knocked out
Yep.
a little bit, and
Yep. Okay.
basically you believe that this is what occurred while you were sleeping.
Okay. All right. Yep. I got it.
In your groggy understanding of what just happened, the party has betrayed you for the exact information that you've set out to look for. And they conspire to not tell you that information in order to basically keep you as the viable warrior you are for their party. A selfish but necessary sacrifice, in their opinion. And there's reasonable discussion from all of the party members about this. They all weighed in. And this is the vision you had while unconscious.
Okay. I got it.
And with that, I believe it should be Alcor up to strike a massive blow on Morgantha.
So, I have a quick question. Am I able to use my action and bonus action to attack and then do a action surge and attack again?
An action, a bonus attack, and then an action surge.
Mm-hmm.
Let's see here. Yeah, I don't see why not.
Awesome.
So basically, you're attacking twice. Yeah. Two shots at it. Good luck, buddy.
Mm-hmm. Alright, I'm gonna attack with my rapier twice. $13 and 9.
The 19 will certainly hit.
With 7 and 10. I'll action surge. And Alcor will grab his hand or not grab his hand, grab her face with his hand and cast Firebolt.
Point blank.
That would be 11 damage if that hit.
That is going to miss if it is a 10. And you said 17. The rapier wounding.
Mhm.
The firebolt misses. And then you said you were going to action surge.
The action surge was the Firebolt.
Ah, gotcha. I see. There was an initial attack there up there, 13. That was the bonus action that hit. Or bonus attack that hit. Cool. That's the end of your turn. It should be Corvus up. Oh. I don't know how that happened.
Oh, yeah.
Because I didn't actually do it yet, apparently.
Yeah.
It should be Morgatha up.
He's gonna be happy now.
Yeah, she gonna clap back.
Well, being that you're within range of her, you're just going to reach out and touch you. Immediately, dreadful visions begin to swarm into your mind. You're no longer seeing what's in front of you. Instead, your worst horrors come true before your very eyes. All of the things you're most afraid of happen right in front of you. You're living in a literal nightmare, and you're basically unable to see anything but that, rendering you incapacitated. While you are in Nightmare Land, she is going to, while touching you, let's see here. Looking to see who's close, who's close, who's close. She scans around past Alcor with his eyes rolling back into his head, only the whites showing. Let's see here. What's your current hit points at, Derek?
45.
You are asleep.
Okay. I don't have anything. Yeah, I got nothing on me.
Oh, no.
Mm-hmm.
And it should be Artemine's turn.
Shit.
The dead guys and the elves, guys.
Not good.
Can always be woken up.
Yeah. You can.
And she's sort of grasping on to Alcor at this point, and she sort of just positions him in front of her like a shield.
But by the way, did she? I forgot to ask this earlier. When my attacks hit, did she do the Constitution save and take
No,
the
nope,
damage?
she did not. She did not. You needed a Constitution save for.
For her, she needs to
Yep,
beat
I
a 15.
understand you need it for her. For her, but for what?
It's because of the rapier of wounding, or else she'll take necrotic damage,
Got it.
or a 1d4.
Yeah. Thank you. Yeah, just call that stuff out. I won't remember each of your weapon stats.
Yeah, no, that's my fault. I forgot about it.
And that way everybody else knows why she's taking damage. Con save. Coming right up for her. And it should be a 20. So she's going to pass, I'm imagining.
Mm-hmm.
All right. Well, I'm gonna go ahead and start a blade song. Bust my blade out. It's not on fire yet because that also takes a bonus action. It's thoroughly prepared. And then I'm going to shoot a firebolt at her. It almost rolled on 14, and gravity just barely brought it over to a 6, so that's a miss.
Makes you feel any better, it wouldn't have helped. And that will miss.
I mean, it was 14 on the die. It would have been 21.
Oh, gotcha.
It would have helped. All right, that's fine. Turn.
Ow.
And it should be on Kragnar. Kragnar, you are fully awake.
All
Able
right.
to do whatever you want to do.
Kragnar gets up and just shoots the stankiest stank eye at the group. He mutters something under his breath about need Kragnar fight, and he'll muscle past Corvus. Right about here, he'll drop into his rage and come up on the witch. And he will reckless attack Great Weapon Master twice on her. Raging, great. Okay, that's all set up. Okay, here comes his first attack. All right, that's a 23. Oh, I didn't. 26 total damage, and I didn't roll with advantage. So let me do one more time, just to make sure. Crit fish real quick. Nope. Okay, so he did 27 damage on his first attack. Spins his axe back around. Does another furious strike. This time, doing it right. Okay, here we go. Yeah. So he hits the a 23 again. A 23 for 19 more damage with the second attack. He just looks super pissed. Like, normally his rage is a little wild and frenzied. This is a focused anger. And that's it. That's move, bonus action, and attack.
And you guys don't have to do this all the time, but if you can, once in a while, just call out what your damage type is as you're throwing that damage out there.
It's all. I believe it is all slashing. Let me check and make sure.
Good deal.
It's all going to be slashing damage.
Good deal. All right, that
Magical
should be,
slash.
It should be Wraith up.
Oh. So I throw one of my javelins at her. Oh, did I have to roll a?
Yeah, that was the damage.
Yep.
The wrong one. Okay. Which one is it?
Just the one next to it.
You can keep that damage roll though. It's a good
Yep.
one if you hit.
Yeah, it's not a problem.
There
Just
we
need
go.
to roll the hit.
I realized once I did the number, I was like,
All good. That will miss anyway.
Aw.
Javelin
Sad.
flies at her house and pelts off one of the walls.
You can attack again. You got extra attack. You get 2 per attack action.
I'll throw another.
Just for future
javelin.
reference.
Might as well use them.
The second one also flies foul. And unless you're moving, I would assume that is the end of your turn.
That is the end.
Alright. It should be Tarak up.
Well, speaking of fouls, well, partly nobody wants to wake me up, so I'm still asleep.
Tarak very sleepy. Snoring. Brilliant dreams.
Maybe
Of,
Aaron will order one of his zombies to do it.
Meat pies and Irina.
Arena.
And
Birdie's Evie and having a sleepy.
and Aaron should be up if Tarak is currently asleep.
I'll extend one of my hands forward and cast Toll of the Dead on the hag. Need to make a wisdom saving throw.
Alright. That'll be with advantage. Didn't really feel the need to do that to avoid the necrotic damage, but we'll do it here if I need to, I guess. Wisdom coming right up. That is an 11 and a 3. It's an 11.
Oh my goodness. It's 19 damage, even though I'm sure
Hot
it's not
damn.
actually 19 damage.
What kind of damage is it?
Necrotic.
Cool.
I feel like there's some sort of resistance. I just don't ever get to use Toll the Dead, because everything we fight is dead.
It is true.
And also move. Let's see. 2 of my Zombinos in right. That is feet. Oops. Too far. are 30. I'll have a dash to get over to Tarok. Would waking him up or attempting to wake him up be a full action, or is that a bonus action?
It depends on how you attempt to wake him up.
I'm trying to think of how the most stylized way for a zombie to wake someone up. Probably just bend down and shake him.
Trip over him.
Yeah, or trip over him. Yeah, that's great. That's fantastic. Trip over him. I like it.
If you send him over to wake him up and he trips over him?
Yes.
Alright. I guess we'll call that an unarmed attack. Make an unarmed attack on
Jeez.
Tarok.
I mean, if they're
Tarok, does an 18 hit you?
Yeah, it does.
roll low.
Yeah, hopefully. What's Ildar's strength? Never sent me the stat block now that I'm thinking about it.
I'm pretty sure I did. Might want to roll through your DMs.
Let me see.
If not, I don't know if we need to even hold it up for that here. You can just roll a d20 and we'll call it what it is.
And 4, I'll just do that. I don't say anything about DM. D20. 17.
Yeah, I was talking about for his hit, because you were talking about an unarmed attack for his hit, I would assume, right? You already rolled his d20 for 18, so at this point, if that hits, you can just roll damage, which will say 1d8.
Alright.
Oh, that's
Just an
better.
unarmed strike. As he falls on top of you, doing 1 bludgeoning damage, Tarok. But this wakes you up.
All right. You just get Tarok just waking up going like, hungry, not know any more pies. Oh, okay, good.
And you just wake up to a dead guy laying over the top of you, just like,
Hey, you're not Arena. Get off me.
Even worse, he's like laying next to you like he was sleeping with you or something.
He's the big spoon.
Oh, God,
Yeah.
no.
That'll be the end of my turn again.
Just keep in mind, if you want to wake someone up without causing them harm, all you need to do is shake them.
Yeah, I already did it.
I didn't want to. I was not gonna give anybody that information until after that occurred because it was already said. You deserve to be treated as such for this reason.
Like they've never woken anybody up in real life.
Even knowing that information, because that is what I said at first, but having the zombie trip over him just makes so much more sense.
Yeah. I wasn't gonna stop you and make you go back on your words, but I just wanted to know how you wanted to wake him up. That's all. 'Cause that is important for me to know, depending on how you're trying to do it. If you shake him, you're not gonna cause him any damage. You want to slap them or trip over them, it'll cause some damage. Just a note for sleep for the future.
Yeah.
Sleep is a common one. Alright. Derek, having risen to your feet in the same round, gotta say it's immediately your turn.
Oh, appreciate it. So I'm gonna stand back up. Which distance is that? I'm gonna have to use my bonus action to dash over there and stab the old woman who unceremoniously put me to sleep. That's it.
Without even taking you on a date first.
Does the 17 hit?
17 is going to miss.
All right, and seeing as we're using my feet, my nice little foot moves over there, I can move after hitting somebody without causing an attack of opportunity.
You should have advantage. Kragnar's in combat with her there too.
It just doesn't give. Well, I'm not pincer moving her, so it just gives me the sneak
You don't
attack.
want to be near.
And I'm moving, that way anyway. So that's my whole turn.
Do not want to end the turn close to her, do you? I can tell.
Don't know why.
And that should be Corvus up.
All right. Seeing everybody spring into action, Corvus is going to cast his Hunter's Mark on the hag, and he's going to join Kragnar in the fray with, less battle shouts and recklessness, but still in the fray. And he's going to swing his scimitars. Attack 1,
Ouch. That'll hit.
and this is attack 2.
That will miss. That will hit.
No, hold on.
That
I
will
figured
hit.
the crit. Oh my god.
That is a crit and a hit. So you have 2 hits. One of them being a crit.
Okay, that's the crit, and then this is the hit.
And your scimitars are doing slashing.
Yes, correct. Magical slashing.
Yep.
And add an additional 5 from the Hunter's Mark. Also slashing.
Got it.
And that will be my turn. So the damage total is 23 slashing.
Got it. Thank you for that. And that should be Alcor back up.
Oh, am I actually up, or 'cause I think I fell asleep into nightmare?
You said incapacitated, yo.
Yeah, right now you are eyes rolled into the back of your head, having just horrific nightmares of your most terrible, 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 terrible fears. All of them coming to reality amidst your very eyes. In some sort of dreamscape, like terrain. So enjoy that. As Morgantha looks around at all of you, being pressed in upon from all directions. She briefly lets go of you, and immediately you sort of come out of this nightmare-like trance, and as your eyes come into focus, you see the form of the old woman briefly shift into that of a vicious night hag.
Oh!
Briefly before she simply pops into nothingness and is gone from your sight.
Everybody seen this?
Yeah, presumably. I was just telling it from the perspective of our
I
friend
wasn't sure
here.
if it was part of his vision or not.
No, his vision ceases. He gains lucidness. His eyes roll back into place just before
Okay.
He can really get a firm grasp of what's going on. This old woman turns into, like I said, a night hag, and then vanishes from sight.
I will say Alcor's face when he awakes is of pure terror, but is soon met with unbelievable rage as he just kind of sits there.
An appropriate feeling. And for those of you
Corvus
that it hasn't sunk in for or didn't understand it, the night hag just vanished into thin air.
Yeah. Corvus pulls a Kragnar and kind of tries to crudely spit like Kragnar would, but does it in a way that's so elven and different that it just doesn't hit right. And says, foul hag.
Yeah.
Is it? Okay.
Race stumps his foot. Damn it! I wanted more pies.
No. You realize the pies are drugs, don't you, Wraith?
Any food's a drug if you eat enough of it.
Yes, yeah. Yes, but this
Can't
one's like
argue with
a narcotic drug.
The wind blows harder, and you hear the thump, thump, thump of the slightly ajar front door of the old mill.
Is it me if we're...
Corvus takes a step back.
Hopefully we're being invited in by nothing and not just walking right into a trap. I would suggest, Wraith, you keep your hands in your pocket while we're in there.
Wishful thinking.
I can agree to that.
Keep your
Ragnar
mouth...
looks at. Go ahead.
Oh, go ahead.
Ragnar growls, kicks in the door.
Okay, somebody's not happy. Didn't see nice dreams, I'm getting.
As you kick in the door, you see that things appear to be floating. And as you get closer to the mill itself appears to be floating.
Say. So I'm like in here, right about here now.
Mm-hmm.
Is that right? Okay.
As you walk and breach the threshold of the doorway there, you sense all sense of gravity leave you, Kragnar, and immediately you begin to float several feet off the ground. This is, I'm sure, probably a surprising feeling to you at first, as you don't know what's propelling it, quite understand. But you're able to go ahead and roll athletics here, kind of catch your bearings, so to speak, as you begin to float.
Oh shoot! I rolled with. Well, am I still raging?
I think technically you are enraged. You can be raging even if you haven't declared it, in my opinion.
Okay. All right. That's a 14 then for athletics.
You're able to sort of get your bearings. You start to sort of understand that you could sort of swim through the air. And none of the other party members have joined you yet. You also notice. But
Corvus
those of you
sees
standing at
Kragnar
the
float
threshold of the
off
door
and-
see this happen. And sorry to cut
Yeah.
you off.
Corvus sees
Well,
Kragnar float
clearly.
off and turns to the party and goes, "Oh man, there's some weird magical properties going on in here."
Of course, everybody but the actual bird gets to fly around here.
Oh, don't take
What
it so
would-
personally. I doubt it was meant to slight you.
And
Step
what,
inside and
What
find your
waiting
flight.
for? Yes. I'll give it a quick spin. Does it look like, listen for any sounds upstairs? Anything in here? Is the coast clear as far as I can tell?
Yeah, and things look relatively ordinary here. There's some sort of processing table, obviously, where they make various wines. You do see lots of grapes, also some other various fruits, some other foods, and just stock of various different spices. You see some strange ones that you haven't seen before. Frankincense, myrrh, all different sorts. I mean, ones that you probably never tasted or even knew existed, lying on a gigantic spice rack. But outside of that, the only thing that really is out of the ordinary is the small cage that lies underneath the staircase in the corner. Looks to be locked with a key, and there's no occupant currently. Whoever
Okay.
would be an occupant would have to be rather small. Just a cupboard-sized cage.
Hmm.
You guys are all
Yeah,
still
we're
just like
rolling.
free-floating like you're astronauts in space right now too, mind you. I should give you all flying.
No, I was
My
gonna say
goodness.
Alcor would begin
That's
searching for, I guess, any clues about the boy he's trying to find.
As you look around at
And
your
I'll-
companions, you also begin to notice your friends that enter you or enter behind you, Kragnar, if you're taking any notice of them. You get to take on an ethereal quality. Almost see-through.
Interesting. Am I see-through also? I'd look at my hand.
Oh yeah. Definitely.
So, what did you learn from the woman while Kragnar was sleeping?
She told us of a weapon in a crypt that we can use against the Dark Lord of these lands.
Lies.
That all she tell you? Nothing else?
did tell us how the Lord of the Land came to be like he is right now. A story of how he was ambitious, seeking approval from his parents, but then his younger brother got everything he wanted, included the woman he loved. And he ended up killing his brother. The lady killed herself, and he ended up being killed for his crimes. A lot of death, you see. And then he rose from the grave, and more blood was spilled than ever.
And that's everything you heard from her.
Turak just shrugs. That's pretty much it, in the big lines at least.
And it's basically
Yes.
all she told us before our new addition attempted to lop off her head.
Seeing how she's looking,
Sure. Nothing else to share with Kragnar?
Corvus turns to Kragnar and says, "If it makes you feel any better, Kragnar, I did ask her if she had a cure. I did mention your plight about your tribe.
You didn't. You just talked about that out of character.
I did. What? I didn't. I meant to. I was saying directly to her that what Kragnar was dreaming about, probably, because it's like it was all he'd talk about when he was
Yeah,
awake.
you said
know?
that in response to her trying to say that she would want
Yeah.
to give him dreams.
I should have been more
To
clear.
which
I
I
was saying
clarified what was going
to
on.
her.
So you were speaking out of character. You didn't say that directly to her. And you were speaking out of character in the sense that you were speaking about something that didn't pertain to what she was talking about. So when I corrected you, explaining what she was actually talking about, those comments became basically null and void.
Okay, then
Okay,
everything I
okay.
said is just null and void, and I will
Okay,
cease
I can-
talking.
I can work with that. I can work with that.
You don't have to do that. You just, those comments didn't pass to her as you wanted them to. If you would have said them to her, she would have been confused. She would have been like, I'm not looking to know what his dreams are.
Oh yeah.
So
We'll
her
forget it.
knowing about his plight
We'll just complicate
is not
things.
something that you're going to assume or tell him that she knows. Thought we covered this earlier, but we didn't, apparently. And you don't have to stop talking, but if you want to stop talking, that's your choice. I'm not going
No,
to try
I
and
mean
convince you to
everything I
keep
just
talking.
said. I'm not. I mean
That's
what
fine.
I'm undoing what I just said. Is what I'm saying. I didn't say anything.
so
Okay.
I'm retroactively not speaking.
is there a way for? I'm trying to get a feel of how Ragnar is feeling because he seems weird right now.
Yeah, he seems suspicious of you guys. He's asking you what was said, and sort of at like a normal moment. He just woke up. He wanted to know what was discussed, but he seems suspicious of you. And to Kragnar, their comments probably are only solidifying your suspicions and kind of confirming their deception from your perspective. So why it's important for me to clarify that you while saying, hey, I tried to get that information for you, buddy, you actually didn't in his eyes, and you also didn't in terms of the other group members, or make her aware of blood rot or any of those things. You just sort of mentioned it in passing, out of character from my perspective. So I'm trying to establish that for everyone here. If you don't agree with that, I feel bad for you. But that's basically all. I feel bad for you. It's still happening.
He'll just look at everyone else with sort of a. So that was it.
Now, there's this big weapon in a castle. A lord coming back to life after killing a lot of people. And there's also the one where we kind of let her go into your dreams while we were trying to gain the information on the weapon. I actually feel guilty about that one.
What exactly did she show you, Kragnar?
I saw nothing. I just remember what I heard. I was. Look, we can discuss later. We not in safe place right now. Let's
Agreed.
search the place and get out of here. We can deal with this later.
Fair. That's a fair
Very well.
statement.
Shall we?
And he'll he'll try to search. He'll search like under the stairs, and these rocks, bricks over here. See if there's like a secret door, and he'll cover this corner. That's what Kragnar does. As I fail with my Tailspire map manipulation.
You see in that corner sort of like a burlap canvas or blanket. Not really sure what it is. Some sort of covering over something like a piece of furniture that's propped up, floating in the corner.
I'll pull that up and see if there's anything underneath it. Do a good thorough search. Pick up see what the furniture is, see what's under the burlap, all that stuff.
In the dim light in here, you see a reflective shine. Begin to pull up the burlap. The mirror.
I don't trust hag mirrors.
May find mirror. Could be magic. Someone check. And I'll do the non-magical door over here. That's much more Kragnar speed.
Sorry, you said you do the magical door effect.
No, the non-magical door. I'd leaving the magic mirror or lack thereof investigation to someone else, and I'm checking the door. That's more Kragnar speed. That's what I was saying.
Gotcha. Sorry, I missed that.
Like locked, unlocked, that sort of thing.
It's open.
Okay. I'll open it. Anything wild ass inside?
A few broomsticks. Nothing more. Cobwebs. Dust.
Okay. Check the wall for secret doors or buttons or triggers. Play too much Baldur's Gate, man.
Go ahead and roll investigation.
Yeah. Investigation, baby. Here we go, Kragnar. It's a 2. That's a 2 for my investigation roll.
Solid.
Clear.
Yeah, you find nothing.
Yeah, I twirl my finger in the air. Clear. Confidently walk out. I'll just kind of keep watch while everyone else does their searching. Although it's all simultaneous, so I'm not really able to watch anymore. So I'll just let someone else do their search now. Paul's Kragnar. In turn.
It's like Aaron's hanging out over by the chest.
Yeah, I was gonna ask about that.
Someone do check out the mirror though, because I lack the skill set to check that mirror.
I'm very, very leery of a witch's mirror.
I see. Okay.
Good thing this isn't a witch.
She's worse. All the more reason to be leery.
It'll have to be me or Corvus.
So Tarek's going to try to figure out, looking at the table of work, to see how many people actually work at that table.
That's a good question. Yeah. Let's say go ahead and roll investigation for that as well. That's a astute observation to try and make.
Let's hope the rolls are on my side. No, they're not.
What's your roll there? Sorry, I can't see that at the moment. Let's see.
It's a 6.
Cool. Perfect. Well, you sort of like think on this for a second, and as you struggle to come up with an answer, you start to maybe not a different approach, right? As our minds work that way when we bail. Let's approach it from a different angle and see if we can figure out the problem. But as you're almost giving up on that idea, you look and you see something strange that sticks out to you. There is 3 different knives. They do have 3 distinct handles. And they all seem to be paring knives.
All right. It seems that 3 different people work at that table. That might mean something.
3 servants or 3 hags?
Someone upstairs.
Indeed.
We should probably err on the side of 3 hags until proven otherwise. That would be wise.
And you suddenly get to get the sense that Morgantha perhaps isn't living alone out here. While hags don't typically live together, they do tend to keep their coven close.
You
You
did
said the
talk.
word coven, I'm convinced.
Yeah, she did talk about a family. She did talk about a family affair with.
Yep.
Okay.
Yep, she was saying it was a family business, and
Yeah.
she did
Next
turn
time we
into a
encounter-
night hag before you stopped being able to see her, so, you know, for
Yeah,
that
part of
matter,
me-
She's
you've
been hurt
confirmed
enough to
she's a
know
hag.
One
she's
plus
not alone in Barovia.
1 + 1 equals 3, so that's good.
I don't see connection, but okay.
Neither do I to that math, but it's alright.
That was the point. It's okay.
It's just a hard and fast rule I live by. Always assume the worst,
Yeah,
especially when it comes to hags and monsters.
in Barovia. Well, this mirror stands revealed. There is a chest, and I think someone said that they're interested in the chest. I just may have glossed over that. So if you're interested in looking at it, feel free. It does have a lock on it. It doesn't look very large or hefty. This small padlock.
Time to see if Tarok can lockpick and 0 grav.
I was waiting to see what Aaron was going to do. If he asked for help, I'll help. Otherwise,
Oh, yeah, I can't lockpick anything. I don't have the skills or the tools with which to do that.
It's not the only way to get a lock off of a chest, but that's alright too.
Yeah.
all right.
I
All right,
would
buddy.
like to see Tarok unlock things at 0G as well.
It's ironic because if there was no rogue in the party, Kragnar would likely be the designated chest opener.
Yeah,
Damn
I
right he
mean,
would be with that crowbar.
Yeah,
Damn right.
I say that, yeah, for those that don't play a lot of D&D or are new to it, you know, definitely not the only way to get into a locked chest or a locked door, but you do have a very capable lockpicker in Tarok.
Yeah, that's why I was not saying anything.
And
All right.
Kragnar's axe.
I do secretly root for your failure every time you pick a lock out of up above table, so Kragnar can finally get to use that crowbar. But that's
Yeah,
You know what?
we have a second resort.
Actually, learning from his last mistake, Tarek is just gonna prod to see if there's the he's gonna get burned again from the lock.
As you touch at it, you don't sense that the lock carries really any sort of magical nature.
Perfect. Tarek does look weird doing that, but he's just like, okay, and then he goes to work. So to roll dice, because I can't roll proficiency with Thieves' Tool on that thing. So what's the? I keep forgetting how to roll dice. So it's /R.
Exclamation R space D20 plus your bonus.
D20 plus, so it's my proficiency plus my dex. So it was 7.
Very nice. Oh yeah.
So it's gonna be a 19.
You hear the lock just click, 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 click. As it opens up, allowing you to open the chest. And inside, if you do so, you reveal a strange-looking leather-like bag.
Uh-oh, leather-like. It's never good.
It's stitched together with rough stitching all across the bag. It seems to be discolored in certain places, or different colors in certain places.
Like a motley of fabrics.
Grog just looks at Aaron and goes like, "It's your chest, buddy."
All of them having a similar texture.
I shrug my shoulders and reach in and grab a bag.
You see that the bag has stitching on it that serves as drawstrings, but the stitching has a sort of uneasy sliminess to it, moisture coming off of it as you loosen the bag to see the contents of the inside. Inside you see 3 12 to 15 inch long larvae.
Eat them.
And unlike slugs you may see writhing in dirt, upended, these larvae have the human-like faces.
Oh, no.
What in the hell?
They writhe in
Nasty.
pain, and their faces grimace in anguish and agony. And as you open the bag, you can hear the cries of these larvae spill out into the gravityless air. A terrible wailing into a crying baby, but something much more nightmaric.
Well, okay, if their visage didn't give it away, this definitely confirms that they are devil hags from Avernus. Horrible creatures. Corvus shudders in disgust at the sight.
What are those? They make baby sounds. This not good. This
Corvus
bad.
turns to Kragnar and says, "Believe it or not, this is money in hell."
What?
Corvus kind of just nods and shrugs.
In a way, he's right. They are sort of babies, and they do serve as currency.
Should we
These-
put end to suffering?
These are soul larvae. The forms you see in front of you are beings that have passed on from this world, have been judged, and sent to the lower planes, resurrected as what you see, their horrific display in front of you.
Corvus kind of just looks up and says, "Well, it seems like these hags certainly plan to escape this place back to the hells at some point. Of course, they live forever, so they have that luxury."
Is there a way to turn them back into normal souls?
No, absolutely not.
Should smash them, put them out of misery.
I was going to say that maybe fire might be a solution here.
We should
I'm not
leave
sure
them as
fire
they
can damage
are.
them.
says a voice from the doorway. And you see a groggy-looking Father Albright. His hat slightly askew. The hair on the back of his head sticking up completely. Having succumbed to the sleep. Now rising and rejoining the group. He explains that these creatures are damned and are less living than you think. Their suffering is not something you can put an end to. Best to leave them where they lie.
Indeed. Shall we deal with the matter at hand? We are, as Kragnar said, not safe.
We could still deprive the hags of their prize. Perhaps even ransom it to them.
We think we need to search upstairs quickly.
Well, I'm just saying, if we're gonna have any further dealings with the hags, as in actual dealings, playing by their rules, the larva will come in handy.
You're not wrong.
Okay.
Dan has officially gotten the point of the hags at this point.
Yeah.
It is a 1-for-1 deal
Come
every
on, dude,
time.
everybody here should have it by now, after being asked for a service for four times in a conversation.
I know. I felt like I had to keep reminding you of that, though, so I'm happy to see that it sunk in.
I'm inclined
Yes,
to
you
agree.
sussed out my attempts to ask free questions from the hags.
No,
Congrats.
you did exactly what you should have been doing. That's why I just kept reiterating the same thing over and over again. But I don't blame you for trying to do what you did. I would have been trying to do the same thing where I...
Very well. Yet another bargaining chip, perhaps, if we do not resort to violence.
Put them in my bag of holding.
Yeah, I'd say bury this in the bottom of your bag of holding, or better yet, the portable hole.
I wouldn't do that. I don't want souls anywhere near corpses.
Oh, come
Tokens or
on,
not.
they're not. They can't transform. They're not in the hells. They're perfectly safe.
I don't like it. I don't like it.
Father
Hey,
Albright,
that's what the
Father
devil told
Albright,
me. I
like,
don't know this for
seconds
sure, but-
Artemine's objections to this and says they should definitely be kept separate. If that's going to be the
Okay, on
plan,
the off
and if we're
chance
going to keep
that
them.
on the off chance that they
Oh,
spontaneously mutate into lemurs, yes, maybe.
I am absolutely keeping them. You
Wow.
can't just present me with a weird fleshy bag with moist drawstrings. And
Oh yeah, I'm not
expect
saying
not
you
to
can't keep them.
it.
I'm just saying Father Albright agrees with Artemine that they should be kept separate.
You
Yeah,
could
I
probably
would-
pull
I
some
would-
magical stuff and turn them into minions.
He actually would agree with the
Okay.
fact that keeping them as a bargaining chip is not a bad idea. He just, when he said leave them as they lie, he meant don't try and end their suffering or hurt them in any way, kill them, put them
Mhm.
out of their misery. That's not going to be something you're going to do. You're, if anything, just going to damage what little bargaining power you might have just
Yeah,
accumulated.
he's a smart guy. He's a cleric and he understands the cycle.
But he
Tadpole,
also
Tad-
still disagrees with the fact that those should be put together.
Yeah. No portable hole for those things.
Yeah.
Bag of
I
holding.
say to ease his and Artemine's minds.
Well, I
And
suppose
then
Aaron
by-
could carry them on his belt. He'll look even more fearsome with them crying all the time.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that is why I said I'll put them in my bag of holding. For all of the dead reside in the portable hole.
All right, enough tadpole organization talk. Could be 3 hags upstairs.
Anybody look at the mirror?
Not yet. And also, there's a bunch of bones on this side, which I'm guessing are. I don't know what kind of bones they are, but there's a lot of them.
They're small, and they're human bones.
No,
Yeah.
Lord.
Yeah, suspicions confirmed.
Terrible
Yeah.
things have occurred here.
Found the ingredients. Well, small silo
Corvus
bear.
looks into this little cage under the stairs. What does he see? I'm afraid to ask.
That was empty. Unless
Oh,
it gains-
thank God.
Yeah.
I thought he was going to be like, more children's corpses. No.
If no one else will do it, I'll examine the mirror, though I would like to remind everyone last time I messed with the mirror, I summoned an assassin.
Yeah, all the more reason not to mess with the mirror
Yeah.
right now.
The mirror in the hag's house. Ugh, yeah.
But
Part of
just
me
bring with.
lights his blade aloft and begins cautiously floating his way up the stairs.
And I'll come with.
And as the party members begin to float their way up
Nope.
the stairs, swimming upwards, I think that's what we'll call it a pause for tonight.
Oh, didn't see the time.
And I'm realizing that he has also killed or attacked the hag prior to getting the information that you sort of came there to get. How did that wine become tainted?
World may never know.
All we got was the name of one boy. I suppose we could find that guy and talk to him and hope that that one lead leads to something.
Yeah.
I did take his name down.
And to Dan's credit, he got that without exchanging any other information. So.
What? You're right. I didn't notice that. Wow.
Well, that's what I'm saying. He
Gotcha.
struck before the deal was totally done, and I don't know if you intended to do that or just forgot that you hadn't gotten that information yet. But she was going to give you that information in exchange for another person being put to sleep. I think was her
Right.
was her offering.
Yeah, we kind of attacked her before we could make good on that one.
But
Nobody
you got
seemed down
information
for
about, you got information
Yeah,
about a valuable weapon, and you got some information. Yeah, you have this Ivold character that you can perhaps go talk to. Hopefully, he survived the massacre of Valaki.
Mm.
We get C plus in investigation.
Well, investigation, I would give you guys a B plus.
B plus. Okay, that good. That good score. Better than
Pretty good.
Cracknard.
You only really
God.
missed one thing here, and I think you still have a chance to get it, and a way to get it, a means to get it, if you run into any of the coven again, which I'm sure you will down the road.
Yeah, she just went and told her sisters that we were bad to her. It's gonna, yeah, come on. We know how this works.
Well, as you continue to search the house, we'll see if you find anybody else. But for now, we'll call it a wrap to the session.